Hi, and welcome to Coffee with the Counselors. Our topic today is High School 101. Today is September 29th, 2023. My name is Natalie Havens. I'm a school counselor and I have last names O to SB. On here, we also have our counselor, some other counselors. We've got Lisa Salad, and she's our counselor. Go ahead and say hi, Lisa.
Hi, good morning.
She's got last names A to, I believe, CH.
Mhm.
And then we have our ELL, our English Language Learner School Counselor, Mrs. Mary Alana Abramowitz.
Good morning, everyone.
All right, go ahead and take it away, Mrs. Abramowitz.
Okay, I will be presenting this morning. So as Ms. Havens previously said, we have Ms. Solid here with us. She does Alpha A through CH. We also have Ms. Whitley, new to us this year. Her Alpha is CI through F. We have Ms. Loyacona. She has Alpha G through K. We have a college and career counselor. Her name is Ms. Riggle. Um, We have Miss Kalman here as well. She does Alpha L through N. Miss Havens, as she said before, she does Alpha O through SB. Miss Pasatempo, she's also new to us this year. Her Alpha is SC through Z. And everyone's information is here, their email if you need to contact us at all. Okay, so we're gonna go over some information today. One of them, this is how a typical day will look here. This is a schedule. So we either have a blue schedule or the silver, depending on their fifth period. If their fifth period is in the 8,000 building, that means they have the first lunch. If the fifth period is in a different building, then they'll have the second lunch. Please note if parents need to come in, there's our gates are closed from 12:30. So if they need to come in before that, they can. But during those times, it's closed completely. Some graduation requirements. So English will be 4 credits. English 1, 2, 3, and 4. For math, there's 4 credits in order to graduate. One of them must be Algebra 1. Another one must be geometry, and then 2 other math credits after that. For science, they need 3 science credits in order to graduate. One of those have to be physical science, biology, and then any other science elective. For social studies is 3 credits as well. They'll start doing that usually 10th grade. They'll do world history, U.S. history in 11th grade, and 12th grade. They'll do 1 semester of econ, 1 semester of American government. They also need a fine or performing arts, just 1 credit on that. It can be speech, debate, any digital infotech classes, anything like that. They must have 1 credit of physical education. So it can be that they take it here, that personal fitness half a semester, and then they'll do like a team sports, or they can do Hope Online, or if they're part of, let's say they play sport for 2 years in a varsity, then they get waived out of that. If they are in the marching band, they will get waived out of that as well. They will need 8 electives in order to graduate. And a new thing this year, starting this year, they do not need an online course in order to graduate high school. Usually, seniors had to have that, before they graduated, but no longer is required. Okay, some other graduation requirements are the following. So they must pass the FAST test that we have, which are the PM test, the progress monitoring. They have to pass that with the 3 or above. There are 3 PM tests that will be administered throughout the school year. We already had our first one. For our 12th graders, they can try taking the FSA as well, and they need a level 3 or higher to pass. Other tests, they can take SAT or ACT as well. Another graduation requirement is the Algebra 1 EOC. They also need a level 3 or higher to pass. We already had the Algebra 1 EOC retakes this year, but they'll have other opportunities later on as well. There are 4 courses with EOCs, and EOCs grades are calculated a little different. So basically, all of the EOCs, which EOCs mean end of course exams, they're all calculated and goes into a final course grade as 30% of their grade. So those classes are going to be Algebra 1, Geometry, Biology, and U.S. History. You'll see in their report cards that the grade won't show because it has to wait until they take the EOC until the final calculation of the grades. Other graduation requirements are going to be community service. They need 20 hours in order to graduate. They should keep this in mind. They should have this done by their junior year, December of their junior year. And remember, most scholarships, especially Bright Futures, will require 75 hours or more. They can start the community service that summer before ninth grade, and we should have them before December of junior year. Graduation requirements, they in order to graduate high school, they need a 2.0 GPA. That basically means C average in their classes. But remember, universities are very competitive right now. So the higher the GPA, the better their chances are to get into a four-year university. So they're looking for 3.0 and higher. Okay, what is a GPA? GPA is just a way of converting grades into a numerical scale. GPA is one of the most important factors considered in the college admission process. The grades earned in high school classes are all averaged together to arrive on one cumulative grade, which is then converted into a GPA. There is a GPA and HPA. So there's two differences. GPA is unweighted, HPA is weighted. HPA will have like all the honors, AP classes, ACE classes that they take. And then remember too, once seniors apply to universities, universities are going to calculate their own form of GPA. They're going to be looking at their core classes and then making sure they just recalculate everything to make sure everybody is level and equal. Okay, and here we have a little chart for you guys so you know. So if they earn an A in a regular class, it will give them 4 points. If they earn an A in an honors class, it will be 4.5. And let's say they earn an A in an AP, ACE, or dual enrollment class, it will be 6.0. So that's why the HPA will be a little higher because it will take this into consideration. And then remember that Bright Futures and universities review the HPA. And all of this is going to be shared with everyone here as well. So you guys can take a look at it later too. Bright Futures is a scholarship that Florida offers here to our students. They have to have certain requirements in order to receive them. So there is another way they can receive this, the Bright Futures. It will be through the ACE diploma or by meeting the standards that are required. So in order to have the 75% covered tuition, they will need a GPA of 3.0. They must have ACT and SAT scores. Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Oh, okay. They must have 75 hours of community service. Or new to Bright Futures as well is they can work and they can submit those hours. So if they're going to submit paid work hours, it will be 100 hours for each category. If they're looking to get the 100% covered tuition to any Florida public university, they must have a 3.5 GPA. They must have ACT scores of 29, SAT scores of 1340, or new this year too, there's a test called CLT, and those are the scores that we need in order to get that. Let's see if we need to say anything else. Okay. The other way we could earn the Bright Futures, it will be through the ACE diploma, which we offer here at Spanish River High School. The ACE diploma, you have to take certain classes, pass those certain exams, and at the end of the because you usually would do it in 3 years. At the end of the 3 years, you can qualify for the Bright Futures diploma as well. And that way, you basically don't have to meet all the requirements we showed you before. You just have to make sure you take your test, pass your test, be successful in those classes, and you can receive Bright Futures that way. So let me go ahead and tell you guys a little bit more about that. Okay, so these are some of the requirements. So Basically, students have to take the ACE Global Perspectives class and research. Okay, those are 2 credits that are required. Then they have to have something from the group 1, which is the mathematics and science, 2 credits required. Then they have to have something from group 2, which is the languages, 2 credits are required from there. Group 3, the arts and humanities, 2 credits required as well. Group 4 is the interdisciplinary skills. That one is optional. And then they need to have 6 additional credit requiring any combination from the above 4 groups. And students can earn 1 credit by completing the course and 1 point per pass of the testing. And remember, overall they need to make sure they take their classes, pass the exams, and that way they can earn bright futures. Okay. We do offer free tutoring here by our Spanish Rivers National Honor Society, offered during both lunch. It's room 3101. Come at the beginning of the lunch. Any subject, any questions they have, we have students there to help our students. And this started September 27th. Okay, so these are some ways you can help your son or daughter succeed. Get them to school by 7:15 each day. Encourage them to follow dress code. Provide a quiet, media-free, comfortable place to study. Encourage them to come to our free tutoring. Log into SIS on a regular basis so you can use your Parent Gateway account. Promote their participation in any clubs. We have clubs listed on our Spanish River website. We have a lot of clubs here on campus. Make sure your child attends to school every day if possible. For any absences, students should email their teachers to communicate about that, so that way they can make up any missing work they have, any notes they need, anything like that. These are some tips from the teachers. It is very important that students complete assignments or are studying every night. Work with your son or daughter to learn how to cope with the stress of school and how to manage their expectation. Check their grades on a regular basis. Stay on top of what the students are doing or not doing in the class. And just work with your son or daughter on a daily healthy habit. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. Our next coffee talk will be Friday, October 27th at 8 a.m. to 8:45.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Abramowitz. I am going to stop the recording now, and we'll open it up for any questions.